You join me today as the going has got tough, and it's not going to get any easier anytime soon. Hello and welcome to episode number 7 of Project Turnaround, where we try and turn around one of the sides that has fallen out of the Premier League. In this case, it is Brentford. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have 2 games for you, both in the Championship match days 9 and 10. And the reason we've come back so quick is because we are going to play the team that at the moment is at the top of the table, unbeaten, Crystal Palace, and then we will play Millwall, who were in the Championship last season, and both games, I believe, are at home. So that's the only advantage that we've got in this, and I don't even think that is an advantage. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and if you do all of that for me, it would be absolutely fantastic. But don't forget, you can also help me out, because if you haven't bought your copy of FM24 yet, there is a link down below, including a code where you can get a further discount, which means that you pay just a fraction over £35 for your copy of FM24, and in doing so, helping this channel. Thank you very, very much if you do go ahead and do that. I much appreciate it. Right, since you were last with us, nothing has happened. Well, I say nothing. There is a little bit of stuff going on. We'll come to that in just a moment. But actual game-wise, nothing. As you remember last time out, we had a good win over Blackpool in the third round of the Carabao Cup, facing Carlisle in the fourth round. I say I'd like to hope that we can get through to the quarterfinals, but I'm not counting my chickens before they're what's it. And then we lost 3-1 to Blackburn. We were absolutely decimated. Played a 4-2-3-1, which didn't seem to work any. So I'm thinking we might go, because we did get a win and a draw in the 4-3-3. So I'm tempted to go back to a similar sort of formation, or even slightly different. I haven't decided yet, but I will do by the time we get round to our first match of the episode. As I said, Crystal Palace and Millwall on the episode today. But you'll be asking me, in the last episode, we got very upset with Brian and Waymo, and I said, goodbye, Brian, goodbye. What's happened to him? Well, I can tell you, we've offered him out for 20 million. We had a raft of teams in for him. He wants to go to a particular team, and they weren't offering. In fact, I think they wanted us to pay half of his wages, which is no way I'm going to be paying half his wages. He's pissed me off somewhat. I don't want to pay his wages as well. That's like pissing on your chips, isn't it? So anyway, Trabzonspor have come in for him. I believe are they in Turkey? They are in Turkey. So they've come in for him. And as far as I'm concerned, he can push off to Turkey as far away as he possibly can. And I hope he has a good Christmas as well. So he's hopefully going. It's taken a long time as it stands at the minute before he's agreed a contract. So I'm hoping he doesn't come back and go, I don't want a contract here, boss. Well, if that's the case, you'll be finding somewhere else for you to go, because you ain't staying here, matey boy. Right, which means that we need to be looking to bring in other players, some of the youth players potentially, to cover for him. But somebody who wants to play, unlike you, Brian. So that's going on. I will keep you posted. Hopefully something will happen with regards to that in the not too distant future. So sometime this episode, I can tell you that if we can find him, Brian and Bueno, he's suspended anyway, because he got sent off in that last game, didn't he? So he won't be appearing in the first game of today, but he saved 25 grand if he goes, as well as banking 20 million. So that'll give us a fair old chunk of wages. I mean, we're well underspent on the wages as it stands at the minute. And to be honest, if we can add an extra 20 million to that will be over £100 million that we've got transfer budget when we get through to January, when we need to buy 2 or 3 decent players that are going to get us a little bit of momentum in the second half. All we've got to do in the meantime is to try and avoid being so far adrift from the top that we can't catch anybody, basically, because we're going to need to be in a position where if we can turn it around a little bit form-wise, we can slowly march up this table with a good run of wins. That's what I'm looking for anyway. So currently we are down in 10th on 12 points. Just above us, Rotherham and Hull City on 13. Then Wolves, Sunderland and Sheffield United on 14 points. Millwall, our second opponents today, currently in 4th on 15 points. So we're just 3 points behind them. 6-pointer if we can get a win against them. 16 points, Watford in front of them in 3rd place. Burnley are in 19th, and we were hoping that Burnley would be the second game of this episode, so it was a top 2 thing, but because of the international break, that game has been moved. So not in this episode do we get Burnley. Crystal Palace running away with it at the moment. 9 straight wins from their first 9 games of the championship season, at the top on 27 points. Can we burst their bubble today? It would be very nice, wouldn't it? But I'm not holding out any hope. But there, stranger things have happened. Stoke, Huddersfield and Birmingham are the teams currently in that drop zone. We're only 5 points above Stoke in that drop zone, so we need to be very, very careful as things move on. Right, I don't think there's anything else to tell you other than Crystal Palace is our first opponents of the episode. Tavares obviously is unregistered and Waymo is suspended. Pontus Janssen is also suspended, both being sent off in that last match. And Shandon Baptiste is doubtful, dislocated shoulder. He's due back very soon, though. So hopefully we'll see him. I think really been featuring in the main team up to now anyway. Who knows, with the changes going on, he may do very, very soon. Crystal Palace, who we faced today, we've played them twice in this series. Not seen them, of course, because it was last season in the Premier League. Beat them 4-0 here at the Community Stadium. A result like that today would be splendid. I'm not expecting it, but it would be splendid. And we lost 2-0 at Selhurst Park in the return match back in March. So that's one that we want to avoid. I don't know if Edouard is still playing for them, but we'll see. I'll find out in due course. Jeanalt Tony, who's no longer with us, of course, and Lewis Potter getting 2 in the last match. Can Lewis Potter get some more goals against Crystal Palace? Let's go and find out. And here is the team that will face Crystal Palace in this Championship Match Day 9. And a few changes, as you will see. Raya is in goal. No change there. Sorensen, De Silva and Murray are our defensive 3. We have Sharaway and Roslev playing as the wide centre wing-back, complete wing-backs, I should say. Camera and Bidstrop are the defensive midfielders sat between them. Damsgaard, despite me saying that I wasn't going to play him, is selected today on the left side. It's his last chance to prove himself out on the left. Lewis Potter is out on the right. He scored against Crystal Palace last time out. I'm hoping he can do similar today. It's Damsgaard. He's probably better as an inverted winger, actually. He is. Let's switch him as an inverted winger. Should have checked that out before, really. And Openda is back from his little holiday. Hopefully he's firing on all cylinders. I need him to score goals today, and hopefully he'll be able to put a couple away at least. So he leads the attack up front. Strakosha, Starfelt, Winks, Perez, Preet, Yamalak and Zakari are all on the bench for this one. And this is how the two teams face up as we've changed our formation. What is interesting for Crystal Palace is there's 2 stalwarts of our Chelsea save, Mateus Tell and Armando Broja, are appearing for Crystal Palace in this save. And there they are, top of the table. 9 out of 9 wins, 27 points. Confirmation of those two teams for you. Our first highlight, 6.5 minutes in. Sorensen with a very long throw, but it's defended well. And Crystal Palace come away with the ball, which is a bit of a worry. As is usual. Elise back to Couto. Couto crosses it. And Pablo Mari steps in. Lewis Potter, Bidstrop, launches one long. And he's offside. Openda, but Openda wins the ball. Comes back onside, wins it. Damsgaard on his own now. The goalkeeper makes a save. And Openda has a shot, but it's parried as well. Crystal Palace survived that onslaught early on there. Maddie gets it away. Roslev. This looks better than what we've been playing recently. Lewis Potter. Damsgaard couldn't control that ball. And Damsgaard is in his usual form. Oh, Brozier's in. Brozier scores. 7th goal of the season. Almost against the run of play, though. That's the annoying part about it. But that was all because of Damsgaard. Here he is, look. Gives the ball away. And they punish us. Question of offside. Oh, there's not much in it. Brozier, I think, just managed to stay on. And half-time comes. And we are that goal behind after 13 minutes. Armando Brozier, the scorer. And we've had 7 shots, 4 of which have been on target. 0.81, 57% of the possession. They've had 9 shots, though. 7 of which have been on target. 1.21 on the old XG. 43% of the possession. We're not out of this game. But I can't really see, at this point in time, a way through because we don't seem to be able to knock that door down. And we have a highlight from kick-off in this second half. We made one change at half-time, and I should have shown you, really. Maddie goes out wide to Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter crosses it in. Oh, just over the top. And what I'll do now is I'll show you that change that I made at half-time. Apologies. Completely just sort of forgot that I was supposed to be showing it to you. We've taken off Damsgaard. He was displaying. He was just uninterested. And at half-time, had gone down to 6.3. It was finished up at 6.2. As I say, I think, to be honest, as well as moving Mbuemo on, Damsgaard needs moving out as well. So Zakiri is on for Damsgaard. We move Lewis Potter over to the left, which is his preferred position. And Zakiri comes in on the right. Free kick now for Crystal Palace, Eze. And they've scored a second. Matej Tell. I think it's going to be a case of one of those episodes where the Chelsea players that we had at Chelsea and making Chelsea stand proud again are doing the typical football manager thing. And left him unmarked. And Matej Tell doesn't miss those. And Lego has a throw in on this near side. Long throw. Pablo Mari there, but it's not cut out. And Matej Tell's on the march again. This time he puts it wide. Roslev with a throw in to Openda. Openda back to Roslev. Bidstrup. Maddie. Mari through to Openda. And it's given. It's given. And it crossed the line. And Openda opens his tally for us at last. In off the bar. And he picks that ball up with 73 minutes on the clock. We've halved the deficit. Roslev, Bidstrup, Maddie, camera, Mari over the top. Openda heads it. Oh, it did cross the line. Yes, it did. And the referee was clear. Now, Football Manager, we can actually see that has crossed the line. Oh, boy, we can see that. Can we change the angle on this? TV, vertical scrolling. No, it's not going to change for that, but we'll leave it as it is. But that is definitely over the line. So, half the deficit, and we've been playing a lot better in this match. What's going on here now? And with 75 minutes on the clock, we're making a couple more changes. Pablo Mari, who picked up a knock in that first half, he's not been able to run it off. He's had a great game, though, and I think he actually got an assist in that, or he did get an assist in the goal that we got back. So Pablo Mari is off, and Carl Starfelt comes on for him in the defensive line. And then we've also taken off Maddie Camera, who's not a bad game. It's not been fantastic, but he is tiring. And Harry Winks comes on to replace him. And with 83 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes, Preet comes on in midfield. We've taken off Mads Bidstrup. He's had a great game, and we've rested him. And Zikari moves out to the left. And Perez comes on in place of Lewis Potter, who has also had a very good game today. No more highlights, and we have lost this game, but nowhere near by as many goals as I thought we were going to. 1 and 2, we've played a lot better than I thought, because we've given them a right old game. It's just been that they've just probably been a bit more clinical than us. 14 shots, 9 on target for Crystal Palace. 1.57 on the XG, 44% of the possession, but then it stacks up like this. We've had 17 shots, so we've more shots than them. We've not had so many on target, but we've near enough hit 50%. We've had a better XG, 1.95. We've just been unlucky, I think. We've not managed to beat their defence, which at the end of the day, it's their defensive line that's doing well, on 56% of the possession. If we can continue to play like that in the coming games, then I think we've got hope. I certainly do. I certainly do. So not a bad day. I think we've had some good play, good team play, and hopefully that will build a little bit of momentum and a little bit of belief that we can go on and maybe hit a little bit of form, which pushes us up the table. While unfortunately that loss sees us drop to mid-table, 11th now, with 12 points, and we are 18 points adrift of Crystal Palace. So really disappointing. They've got 10 straight wins in their 10 games so far, but I think we pushed them and had them worried there when Openda scored that goal. Hopefully, as I say, it does give us that belief. Burnley beating Sheffield Wednesday to keep them in second on 22 points. Watford now third on 19. Then come Sheffield United and Wolves on 17. Millwall, our opponents in the second game today, they lost 3-1 at Sheffield United, alongside Reading also on 15 points. Then Sunderland and Hull on 14. Then come Rotherham on 13 points. Then Brentford on ourselves on 12 points, along with Derby County and Blackburn Rovers. Bristol City on 11. And in the drop zone at the moment, Queen's Park Rangers, Birmingham and Huddersfield. Well, Pablo Mari is out for 12 to 15 days. Having said that, we do have a international break coming up, which means that by the time the international break is over, he should be not far off being ready. So thankfully, we're not adding him to our injured list. Not that we've got many in there at the moment, but it's good to know that he's not going to be out long term, which is good news. Right, we'll move on then. I will come back. As I say, we've got international break. We've not got any games now for 14 days. We come back on the 21st for the game against Millwall. If there is anything of note, or we get a Mbeumo move before we come back, I will just come back and give you the news item. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to happen. Brian Mbeumo, it's goodbye, Brian, goodbye. He's about to sign for Transpor of Turkey, and he goes for 20 million plus 10%. So goodbye, Brian. You don't want to play for us. You ply your trade in Turkey, and I hope you do very, very well. So he's gone. He's off our books, and finances wise, I don't think that shows up right at the moment. I don't think it shows up at the moment. We'll click through and see it showing up. But he's gone. Damsgaard is the next one. Well, 14 days have passed. We've played a friendly, which we beat Hibernians by 2-1 after going a goal behind. And today we're playing the late game, 5:15. Everybody else has played at 3 o'clock. And with the results as they've gone today, we've dropped down to a lowly 15th place in the championship. A win is almost a must today to push us back up to around about 9th or 10th. Well, yeah, it's just need to get a result today if we can, and edge our bets and make life a little bit more bearable. We've been putting in some reasonable performances in the last couple of games, despite a loss at Crystal Palace. But we did quite well against Hibernian. As you'll see, 16 shots, 7 on target, pretty much 50%, 1.22 on the old XG. Hibernian had 11 shots, just a 3 on target, 1.47, and only 36% of the possession, apart from Dylan Tate getting a goal and playing a reasonable game, played a player of the match game. We had not too bad a game, so hopefully it will give us a little bit of a spur in this coming game. So Millwall is our second game up. It is a championship match day 10 match. We've not played them before in this particular save. So let's go and see if we can get 3 points on the board and begin our turnaround. And this is how the team faces up against Millwall for this one. Rea in goal then. Sorensen, De Silva and Janssen are the defensive three. Sharaway and Roslev play as the complete wing-backs. Camera and Bidstrup between them. Lewis Potter is out on the left. Lafay is out on the right. Pender leads the attack up front. Strakowska, Stevens, Armulek, Perez, Starfelt, Winks and Zakiri are on the bench. And this is how the two sides face up at home again. And we're playing the formation that we've adopted for now. Millwall playing a 4-3-3 formation that we played. Didn't seem to do. Millwall in 9th on 15 points. Confirmation of the teams. And the first highlight. Oh, and Johansson is going to get a yellow card. He is. And Janssen gets sent off for the second time in not that many games. And has really set us on the back foot from the word go. Ah, dearie me. And what we've done is Janssen having that red card and being sent off. We've had to drop Bidstrup back into the defensive line for the moment. Camera is playing on his own in that central midfield as a ball-winning midfielder. We may have to change it up at some point, but for now, that's what we're going with. Rea with a free kick. It's our first proper highlight. De Silva. Sharaway. Sharaway's a poor ball and gives possession away. We could avoid doing that. And De Silva wins that ball, but Phillips is straight in and takes it off him. Trying to keep them at bay for the moment, but they're going to break through any second. You can see it, and Fleming is in. Fleming puts it away. 6th goal of the season, and I don't think this series is got longevity in it. It doesn't feel like it. Feels like we're going to get sacked in the not too distant future, and it's for the want of trying. It's just the players don't want to play a rare. Did nothing with that. Millwall have a goal kick. As we try and find a way back in here. Camera wins the ball. Lafay out to Roslev. Roslev to Lafay. Back to Roslev. Roslev finds Bidstrup. Bidstrup to De Silva. De Silva goes out looking for Lewis Potter. Sharaway. Sharaway's back to Sorensen. Sorensen inside to Camera. Camera's going to get caught in the tackle, but he's managed to come away with the ball. Sorensen back out to Sharaway. Sharaway tries to thread it through to Lewis Potter, but it was a poor ball again. And Sharaway, I think he's not playing particularly well. Cross it in, and number 2. It's all too easy. It's all too easy. And it's Millwall with the ball again. And they're in again. Phillips again. Oh, this time Rea saves it. But Fleming with a throw in. It's all Millwall. Lafay heads it back to Roslev. Roslev to De Silva. De Silva goes out wide to Openda. Openda's on his own though. He's got support from Roslev. Roslev inside to Camera. Camera out wide to Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter heads it into the area, but nobody there. And they brought the ball down, controlled it, settled down on it. No panic stations out there. McNamara. They come forward again. That was just a little bit short, but couldn't do anything with it. And they're on the counter again. And a third now will kill us off. And it's through. They're all queuing up for it. And Zian Fleming gets his 2nd of the game. And the sending off, I mean, we were struggling anyway. And the sending off has just really finished us off, hasn't it? We're just not in it at all. And he was offside, surely. Half-time comes, and yeah, I think our days are numbered here, boys and girls. 5 shots, 4 on target, 53%. We've not done bad, but, it's just there, miles in front of us. 11 shots, 5 on target. 2.13 on the XG, 47% of the possession. I mean, to be honest, they're just going to turn the screw, aren't they? Our first highlight of the second half. Rea gets us a goal kick. That was nearly too short again by Roslev. Roslev comes back into his defensive area. Sorensen, Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter swings it out wide to Lafay. Lafay now. Can he do something with this? Camera steps inside, but he's got a defender on him. Lafay, good play out there. De Silva. Oh, it's bobbling around and it's just not going to fall for us. Sharaway has got it though. Camera, Lafay. Lafay's into the area. Can he get across in here? Roslev. It's taken a deflection and the goalkeeper can do nothing else but put it out. It's a corner. On that far side, it's going to be an outswinger. Lafay with the outswinger. De Silva can't get a head on it. It's gone out. Defended and gone out for another corner. Lafie again. Another outswinger. Swings it to Silva. Still can't get there. Headed back in. And it's gone for another corner. The pressure on Millwall at the moment. But we're 3 behind. And a goal back early doors would help. De Silva still can't get there. And with 62 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes. Mads Bistrop is off. Harry Winks is on. Camera is off. And we have brought on... who have we brought on? I've lost Camera. I think it was Camera for Winks. Bidstrop has come off. Starfelt on for him. And Openda has come off. And Zakari has come on for him. And so we finished the episode in 16th place. In a terrible state. We are just 4 points above the relegation zone now. And I don't like to think what's coming. And with a straight red, Pontus Jansson is out for 2 matches. And I suspect we'll get a further ban for that. We're not going to appeal. But it's just absolutely no point. So that's the end of the episode. I think what we're going to do, we're going to come back for the Caribou Cup 4th round against Carlisle. So Derby and Swansea offline. And we'll have Carlisle and Sunderland. Sunderland, who are currently in 7th place. And then we'll try and just work our way through some games just to see if we get the sack, basically, and see what happens along the way. Oh, dear. If we're still here by the time we get to the next episode, or we could come back to the next episode and find that we've been sacked if this carries on for much longer. Well, once again, another poor episode, I'm afraid. Both winning. It looked against Crystal Palace if we weren't going to be doing too bad, and then play Millwall and play absolute shit. So that is the end of the episode. Leave me the big thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Project Turnaround for however long it's going on. And our other series, To Be a Legend. If you've not seen that, go and find it. And see how we're getting on with Buxton. A bit better than we are here, I should say. FM24 is just about 3 weeks away now. Should be released around about the weekend of the 20th of October. There or thereabouts, 2 weeks before the full fat version comes out. We're anticipating that it may come out on the Friday before that weekend. So if it does, you'll be seeing FM24 content coming very, very soon. If you haven't bought the game yet, then follow the link down below and use the code that is also down below. That gets you a discount on the game. And also helps me in the process. And the best way of keeping up to date, find out what's happening with FM24 on this channel, is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. New episodes of Project Turnaround will be released as far as we can go every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. The next episode is due on Friday. It'll be episode 8. Can we go much further? Join me then and find out. Till then, bye-bye.